Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the comparison between Bianco Latte and Caramel Cascade by Taskeen. And also I'm going to throw in Dapper's version of Bianco Latte as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing how these three compare, then definitely stick around. Now you guys already know the drill. If you guys enjoyed what you see in today's video, definitely hit the like button for your girl and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see additional uploads from me. That said, let's go ahead and get into the video. I don't know how long some of you guys have been with me, but I have been talking about getting this here Bianco Latte for several months on my channel. I think back in maybe November or December of last year, I went ahead and got a sample, and I did that video here on my channel where I got samples of several higher end perfumes, and this was one of them. This was very hyped at the time. I wanted to try this in Escapade Gourmand, but they did not have that in stock. This one I was able to grab, so I did go ahead and get that. And I said back then that this was a really like at first sniff, and that I knew that I would go ahead and get it. Just want to go right off the dome, and I'll definitely link that video up above if you guys want to check that out. That said, this perfume does retail for $150 US retail. I did take my time with this. This was very hyped up along with all the perfumes that, you know, most of us get on use. Honestly, YouTube hypes up everything. YouTube, TikTok, you know, the girlies hype up everything. So you really just got to go ahead and test it out for yourself. But I just wanted to find out what the hype was about. And so I did go ahead and get a tester because it is more on the expensive side. One of the most expensive perfumes I've gotten. I've told you guys on this channel, this is more fragrance and beauty on a budget. So I don't spend $150 all the time on one perfume. This is high for me. So I took my time with this, and being that it's just a vanilla scent, this is really what I was looking for. I just want to add a quintessential vanilla in my collection. I don't want to have a huge collection of several different scents. Like I got 10 vanilla scents. I really didn't want that. So I'm really trying to curate my collection and get it down to something that I know I love, anything that I pull for. And that was why I landed on this. I really got this because of the projection. When I tried this out in the sample, y'all, it was just beast mode. And so I was like, yeah, this is it. It smelled good. It was nice and sweet. And I really wanted this mostly for that projection because ultimately it was a vanilla scent. That was the difference to me between other scents, because I mean, you can have a million vanillas, but I mean, they can smell differently. But ultimately, this gave me what I needed. And so just to go into it really quick, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, y'all. Let me show you guys what this looks like. This is the box when you open it, and the bottle is here. This is the bottle, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I actually was a little disappointed with my bottle because, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's off-centered a little bit. Can y'all see? Like, just me holding it, it looks like I'm holding it crooked. I'm not. It's off-centered. And I really don't appreciate that, just for the fact that this is expensive. And I didn't mind, you know, the white, the cap and everything. Some people think it's kind of not the vibe, but I like it. It's just the fact that this was not centered. I don't really like that. Other than that, you know, it looks like everybody else's bottle. And so I have been using this, you guys. I'm trying to see if I can see where my juice is at. I think I'm about here. So I have a little bit of dent. You guys are not going to be able to see it, but I can kind of see it. Yeah, I can definitely see it. So my dent is about right here. And so, yeah, I've tried this out for several days. And so just to give you guys my quick thoughts, honestly, so since I have tried this out before, again, and I'll leave the notes up there for you guys. I do have them written down as well. So this fragrance is said to have caramel in the top notes, has coumarin and honey in the mid, and then it has vanilla and white musk in the base. For me, this was a very nice, sweet, honeyed vanilla scent. I didn't get a whole lot of the coumarin, like a spiciness. It is there, but it's not like overpowering, not for me. In that sample, that wasn't what I got. It was just like a very honeyed vanilla, so a very sweet vanilla. It wasn't like too much of the honey. I know a lot of people were worried about that. I also was worried about that because sometimes honey can be kind of hit or miss, but it didn't take over. It was definitely still a nice vanilla, and the dry down was really, really beautiful. But what really sold me on this fragrance, because this is not a fragrance that you've never smelled before. It's not like, it's not remarkable, not in the scent. For me, it was the projection and how long it lasted, because I feel like vanilla scents, in my opinion, don't typically last very long. So I wanted one that, yeah, you could layer it, but I liked it because I didn't feel like you needed to layer it. Like if you wanted to, sure, but it was just so strong and so far projecting, and it lasted so long, that that's what really stood out to me, and that's what made it worth the higher ticket price. I mean, we could argue about if it's worth the price or not. I mean, their price is their price, just like anything else. So either you want to spend that on it or you don't. And so I mean, we're not, I don't really have a gripe about the price. If you don't want to spend the dollar on it, then of course that's your prerogative. You know, your pocket's your money, as I always say. So you do what you want. Yeah, for me, that was my feel on this fragrance. So now that I have the bottle, when I sprayed it out initially, that first day, I was a little underwhelmed. Not with the scent, everything was as I recall, but the projection and the lasting power, well, I can't say that it didn't last, but it was not as strong as I recall it to be. And so even today, like I've been wearing it this past week, and I can honestly say this has not been as strong as I remember my sample being. In my opinion, there could be a number of reasons for that. It could be that maybe this does need to macerate, just like we give time for all of our other fragrances, all of our Middle Eastern fragrances. I think I need to do the same with this one, for the simple fact, this has been on back order for the longest. It's always out of stock. So I'm led to believe that this was probably recently made, just like with the Middle Eastern fragrances, because they can never keep this in stock. So who knows? I don't know if that's the case, but I am definitely going to give it time. I spent money on this and I do like the fragrance, so it's worth waiting. I'm gonna, you know, put it in my closet, put it away, because honestly, you know, this is more of a fall winter fragrance for me anyway. It's not that I won't pull for it in the summertime, but that's probably not when I'm going to use this. I have time to put it away, put it in this box, and it's going to sit most of the summer. So then we'll revisit it and see if it's giving me what I needed to give, which I'm sure it will, because even by the time the end of the week came, I already started to notice it. I'm like, okay, there it goes. There goes that lasting power. Like it was just getting better already. But for me, I really like the fragrance. It's worth it to me. And again, like I said, I'm going to let it sit, and I'm sure it's going to do its thing and perform the way that I want it to. Would I repurchase this? No. Once it's done, I'm not going to repurchase it again. I'm probably going to have it for a while though, to be honest, because I don't feel like with how well it will perform with and how strong it gets, I won't need to be crazy over spraying or anything. At this time, I don't think I'll repurchase. I feel like this is one where it's like, okay, I had it, I experienced it. So unless I fall in love with it next fall, I'll probably just go into something else and try something different. I don't think this is something I have to have in my collection. So also, you guys, I know I said this in my initial video, but for those of you who did not see that, this does remind me of the EOS Vanilla Cashmere Lotion. I've always said that. It's like literally that in perfume form to me. So if you really, really like that lotion, I'm sure you'll like Bianco Latte. Hopefully that is giving you guys a little bit of insight and my thoughts. Ultimately, I do like the fragrance. I can't really go too deep into, because the notes are pretty simple and what you see is what you get. I don't find this to be very, very lactonic. By the way, you guys, I already have this on today. I've been wearing it for days. So I have it sprayed here on this arm, and I have the caramel Cascade on this arm, and I also have the Bianco Latte Dapper's version sprayed on my uppers. So, but I mean, yes, I could smell it. You could smell it for hours. 4 hours, even when it wasn't projecting the way I wanted it to, you could still smell it on your body. Mind you, I'm saying this is on skin. I got about, the first day, I probably got about 4 to 6 hours, which was like poor for me. But that was on skin, mind you, not on clothes. I'm sure it does even better on clothes. We already know that. As a matter of fact, I slept in it one time and it's still on that outfit. So no worries in that capacity. But I'm just saying, when people talk about this, most of the time it's like, oh, it's beast mode, and it was for me in the sample. So I was a little taken aback when I got the actual bottle and it wasn't that. So I just want to be transparent in that. Like I said, I don't find it to be super lactonic. It's a little milky, like in a sense of it making it creamier, but it's not like crazy for me. I get mostly the vanilla, the muskiness, and the honey. Like it just smells very sweet and creamy to me. A little spicy, not too much. I really like it. I'm enjoying the fragrance, and like I said, it's about to be going into spring and summer, so I'm about to put this away. So I'm not mad at it. I took my time and bought this fragrance, so I'm not regretful about it because I already knew what I was getting. But I think people should sample it like I did before just going off of somebody's word, because you might get something totally different, you know? So yeah, this was a win for me, but how does it compare? If somebody doesn't want to spend the $150, that's why I wanted to give you these options. So I had already had this on the way, and then I heard about this fragrance. So let me give you my thoughts on that. So we have the Taskeen Caramel Cascade that has just come out. I bought this from Aroma Concepts, and I think it retails for maybe 35 bucks. Okay, so this has the notes of caramel and milk in the top. In the mid, they have tonka bean and honey. And then in the base, they have vanilla and white musk. So very similar notes. It has tonka bean listed instead of coumarin, but they are kind of similar. Ultimately, when you put this on, what do you get? So on this side, this is my Bianco Latte. And notice I did not even spray to freshen up on that side because you don't need to. It's a strong fragrance, ultimately. It's not like too strong, like it's not putting you out, but it's detectable. You'll notice it. It's on you. You'll smell it. You don't need to touch up. I've had this on since I got out the shower this morning, so believe me when I tell you it's there, but it's still just vanilla, y'all. You know, so just understand what you're getting. You're not getting a peach scent or a fruity scent or something that can really stand out. It is vanilla. I think some people may be expecting more than what, I don't know exactly what people are expecting is what I'll say. So just keep in mind, it is just a vanilla scent. So vanilla is pretty basic. It can be stronger or it can be sweeter, but vanilla itself, in and of itself, is typically basic. That's why people pair it with so many different things, because it's kind of like a good anchor. So this is the Caramel Cascade, and I love the bottle. I love it, love it, love it, because it's just aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and I just love the nudity of it all. It's really pretty. I love the feel of it. It's like this kind of like, I don't know, but it's really, really nice. I know that if I drop it, it won't break. So yeah, nice and heavy. And this is from Paris Corner. And it has this gold top. You guys have seen it, I know, but this gives you 3.4 fluid ounces. And I'm just gonna, I'll spray it out, but yeah, you guys, I have this over here too, and I too can still smell this as well, so it's no biggie. So, but I'm gonna spray it just so y'all can see it. It sprays out very nicely, evenly distributes. And my sentiments about this have been the same since the first day I smelled it. It has not changed. I've had it now for a couple of weeks. Honestly, you guys, and this is not to say that this fragrance won't get better or it won't change, but do I feel like it is a dupe for Bianco Latte? Not exactly. I would say that this is similar. Some people will smell this and really, really like it and be like, yeah, this is like extremely similar. For me, there are parts of Bianco Latte in this fragrance. I can detect similarities. Like I definitely detect that tonka bean. I definitely can detect the vanilla, the white musk. It is a little milky, but I'm gonna tell you which way it goes to me. And I read it, and of course, once you see something, I hate that sometimes because you can never get it out of your brain. But to be honest, I smelled it right away. There is definitely a touch of like this root beer smell in this fragrance, and it is obvious to me. Like I smell it right away, and that's obviously something, or if you don't know, that is something that is not in Bianco Latte. As soon as I smell that, I get that. It leans like root beer slash a cream soda vibe. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a Jones cream soda. I used to love those. It gives me that kind of vibe. And the sweetness is almost like a sugary sweetness that's like, if you've ever had like Splenda or, you know, those artificial sweeteners, the sweeteners, it's not sugar, but it's sweet and sweeter than sugar. That's the kind of vibe that it gives me. And I guess that's the honey coming out or whatever, but that's just what I get from it. It gives me like a cream soda or a root beer float type of vibe. it actually put me in the mind, and I haven't heard anybody say this, you guys. It puts me in the mind of BBK's Rouge Smoking, just without the cherry. If you know, if you've had that, I actually, and again, I'll link that video above. When I did the sampling of different fragrances, I sampled BBK's Rouge Smoking, and that fragrance does smell like that to me. It smells like a root beer float right away. And this smells almost to me like that. It's like a combination of Bianco Latte and BBK's Rouge Smoking. Take away the cherry. That's the vibe that I get. Is it a nice fragrance? Yes, it's a nice fragrance. Would I have gotten this, knowing what it's like now, as a replacement for Bianco Latte? No. To me, it's a different fragrance. Personally, it just goes a different way. Are there remnants of Bianco Latte in there? Yes. To me, there are. But it is not a spot-on dupe to me. And that's fine. It's different. I would not get this and think that you're going to get this. They're not the same. They are very similar in ways, but they also differ, you know, in a pretty obvious way, in my opinion. But again, that's just to my nose. So you guys, the longevity with this, I think I got about 4 hours with this one. It does not hold up to Bianco Latte, personally, no. Now, again, it could sit, macerate, and do even better. I'm expecting Bianco Latte to do the same. So it's fine. If you don't mind reapplying, then you'll be good to go. But this is a nice alternative if you don't want to spend that money. But I don't think you should get this and thinking that it is a dupe for that, because in my opinion, it's not. They're different, but it gets close. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and revisit this Dapper Fragrances version of Bianco Latte that I purchased this several months back, and you guys, I'll link that as well. If you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to do so. I picked this up as an alternative for Bianco Latte. Like I said, I wanted this for several months. I didn't just go ahead and blind buy it. I bought a sample, and I also tried to get dupes, and this was one of the dupes that I picked up. I believe it has the exact same notes as Bianco Latte. These are supposed to be extract de parfum, so they're supposed to be the highest concentration that you can get. I did not find that these perform like that personally, but what I will say is, if you saw that video, you might think that, you know, that I will probably not recommend this fragrance because of my thoughts initially. But I told you guys that I would come with an update, and since I actually have the fragrance now, I really wanted to come with an update personally. And I'll spray it right here, you guys, so you can see. I'm gonna put it on my hand. In comparison to Bianco Latte, and I've said this since then, to me, these are actually pretty comparable. I believe, yeah, to me, the Dapper version comes closer to me, and I love that they have it looking like Bianco Latte, so it kind of gives the same colors and vibes. But yeah, this actually comes pretty close. The only thing that I would say that is the main difference that I noticed, y'all see that cap? See, that bothers me. But yeah, the only main difference that I noticed is with the performance. This doesn't last nowhere near as long as Bianco Latte, the original. And I mean, for some people that may be a-okay, because I think I paid, what, $35 for this? And you know what this is, so. And they have this, I think, all the way up to a 50 or 100 ml. I'm not sure. But if you don't mind reapplying, I think this may last about 3 hours for me. If you don't mind reapplying, this is a really good alternative for Bianco Latte. Or if you have it and you just want to be able to layer it together to give you, you know, some options. I don't think you really need to layer Bianco Latte to make it stronger, personally, not in its macerated truest form. I mean, that's up to you. But yeah, the Dapper version is a really good alternative, and I actually would prefer this over this. By the way, if I didn't state this, these two also give a perfumey vibe to me. Like, there's something about them. I think it's that musky dry down. They give you a perfume vibe more so than just a like edible gourmand type of vibe, versus this to me goes like an edible gourmand type of vibe versus these two. These actually get a little perfumey somehow. I don't know how to explain that, but that's the vibe that I get. So that's another thing I wanted to add in there. That said, you guys, hopefully that gave you some clarity. Those are my thoughts on these fragrances. You guys let me know if you have Bianco Latte or Camel Cascade, or even the Dapper version. Let me know what you guys think. Will you guys be getting Bianco Latte? Do you already have it? Do you love it? Do you have Caramel Cascade or the Dapper version? And how do you think they compare? Did any of you guys get that root beer, cream soda type of vibe like I did? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.